I don't know how to get that. Okay.
Thank you, Linda.
Okay, so Leah, start with the questions.
Great. So we are going to have you know how where all of the COVID rules are hanging on large laminated strips of paper outside the church doors.
Yeah.
We're going to expand and put more of those on columns, but with other information about the church. What do we want to see to represent education? What is the ratio of images to text? What are the highlights of education we want to put on? I made a bookmark to go in the welcome mugs for the muggers, for anybody who came with kids to add information about the Christian Ed programs for only youth programming.
Right.
But it is a tiny picture at the top and all text. And I know that images might be a better deal for the banner.
Right.
So what are the things we want to feature?
How
like
many
the photos?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm imagining right now we have like a photo and then like a colorful box that like says what that thing was. And then
What
a
it
photo and
was.
a colorful box that says what it
Yeah.
was.
Right.
Is there any more information we need on that?
Okay, I have a question. How many banners are dedicated to Christian education? Is it one, or are we going to do an adult and a youth and children?
It's been a hot minute since I looked at that email.
I don't remember.
I don't
That's what you
either.
get for working with old people. No.
No, I just figured like if we have a general concept of what we want them to look like, then if I have two, I can split it.
It'd be good if there's room, I think, to have the Follow Me logo for the curriculum,
I do
and
too.
that's colorful.
It is.
That's just a thought. That's a colorful.
I like that. I think that we just want like an image. We don't want, I mean, this is the way I see it.
Right.
Not an informational source, but this is what we're doing.
This is like a celebration of it.
Yeah.
I feel like there needs to be at least some indication of an invitation. Maybe we have one that says like Sunday school hour and has things that happen then, and then we have like special events or whatever and have things that happen then.
Yeah.
And I think you can always just say, come join us, or here's what's happening, or
my current strategy is just like stick my email at the bottom of everything and be like, if you're into this, you know where to find me.
Yeah, I like the Follow Me.
And then we could have footsteps in the actual, kids could make little footprints and things so that lead you to the various rooms or whatever in the Follow Me type of program.
That is cute.
We could also even do it on the banner as a border. Do little footsteps on the banner if we want to make it more.
Yeah.
And make them multicolored so that, again, they're bright. Just a suggestion.
What if we just had a picture with, church school hour for kids, blah, blah, blah. Then we'd have adult education and
youth.
I don't know whether all classes listed, and then small groups. And that's kind of it.
Okay. I can get behind that and make that happen.
We could, if we wanted a picture, we could do a photo of, we could even do a picture of Roundtable. Some of the people in Roundtable, if they wanted to be, we could do a photo of Thad's marvelous, wonderful creation.
We also have
we could do
lots of photos from throughout time that I could pull from.
Well, and I sent it's on that flyer, I think. The picture of Roundtable that I took, I sent to you, Leah.
See, you've counted on me to have scrolled all the way down in that email by now,
Yeah, and you didn't.
and I
How about
haven't.
the picture.
It's on my to-do list for Friday.
It's not that great of a picture. It's not that exciting. It might be better to have a picture, Heather, of the little, with the statue and the gifts.
My mom swears to me that the only pictures that are worth taking are pictures with people in them. So if you take a picture of the statue and the gifts, have somebody reaching for it.
Right, okay. Yeah,
Right, yeah, let's try.
can we?
Well, technically, the carving is a person. Okay, I'm sorry, that,
I mean, I was trying to take artsy pictures my entire childhood that broke this rule. So do what you want, but
Heather,
all right.
You and I think of that Sunday to do that, to take a picture and send it to Leah.
what?
You
Oh,
would
remind
help
you.
me remember.
At round table.
Right, and I'm putting it in my phone right now like I did the last time. Okay. All right. Is that enough for you?
Yes,
on
that does enough on that. Blessing of the backpacks.
Yes.
We got authoritatively moved to August 15th
Okay.
by
Okay.
Linda Bridges because August 22nd is going to be too chaotic.
Yeah,
That's good because it'll make the children feel more special.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I need to know who helps with that. I can ask the teachers tomorrow. I don't know if
They
any
may
of you
not
all
know.
do. What, Linda?
they may not know. I don't know that they were involved. I always remember just seeing Mary up there.
Mary did it. Yeah.
Right, and Barry did it last year. So basically, I've never seen this event done. So I need somebody to decide they want to do it
I can help with
and
that.
lead the liturgy for it. Like what I
Oh,
mean,
wait.
just like that little chunk of the liturgy that it is.
Okay, I lost something because my Zoom broke up. I only
Oh, no.
heard. So anyway, I'm okay now, but I didn't hear what you said. You wanted somebody to do what?
I would like somebody from some committee related to education to do the blessing of the backpacks.
Ah, okay.
Or at least collaborate with me on it, preferably somebody who has seen this before and knows the important, I've seen there are just generic, how to do blessing of the backpacks on the internet, but this feels like it's something special to this community. And so I would like some guidance on what
Yeah.
has made it special.
Well, what
Okay.
about, since Barry did it last time, what if he did it this time?
So this is the next question. Is last time it was a drive-by edition.
Mhm.
We do have lots of families that aren't coming to church. Do we want to offer before or after service a drive-by blessing of the backpacks again?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm willing to do that, but we have a grandson turning 18
Uh-huh.
in August, and I am not sure if that's going to be the weekend of August 7th or August 15th. I have told them I cannot come on the 22nd.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will lobby for, anyway, that's with the blessing of the backpacks. That's my caveat. The other one, Julie Simon's always a good one
Yes, that
to
would be a good one.
be,
That
she
she would be great at that.
She's the actual teacher, right?
yeah, Chris
Uh,
Hyder might be willing. I don't know.
yes, so
Um,
hopefully both of them will be at the family ministry meeting tomorrow. And I can
uh-huh.
ask them.
Yeah.
With the drive-by edition, then I'm still imagining that maybe you were all consulted, maybe Barry just did the same thing. Just did it. But what gets handed out? Are there things that go with the blessing of the backpacks?
I really know nothing.
That is fine. I will continue my investigation.
I was going to say, I've been there several years, and I know there's, the kids bring the backpacks up, but I don't remember. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Ryan says no, there's not. I would say I can also ask.
Okay, thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan. Okay, so yes, we want to do a drive-by option. Would we rather do before or after service for that?
Probably after.
After.
After?
Yeah, yeah, it'd be too much in the, before it.
So we'll call that, we're gonna say 12:10.
No.
And then Barry would be
Or-
able to
or
pass
after
them out
that.
during the service?
Oh, that's not right.
no,
11. What's 10 minutes after
11:40.
church ends? 11:40? 11:45?
11:40.
I'd say 11:45 because
Yeah, 'cause
sometimes,
last week it went really long, even
Well,
before the reception, even
yeah.
before,
well, but we were in a love fest with Mariah and
I know.
Randy, going away.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. 11:45. That's cool. What is our best course of action for advertising that? Is it just email the parents, or what
Yeah.
else should we add?
And start with it now.
Newsletter,
Newsletter and email them.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Letter.
Thanks, Ryan.
Cool.
I do not remember that, but that
Well,
just means
on-
I've slept too many times since then.
Lots of- Let's see.
I've heard a rumor of this. Okay. Blessing of backpacks plus recognition of teachers.
Actually, now that I think about it, I do remember it because
Oh,
during the prayer, and they recognize teachers. Yes, boy, I'd totally forgotten that.
yeah, that's good. Thank you, Ryan.
Yes, because I had,
All right. That's that.
See,
okay,
I
drive by and
hands on.
in service.
Oh, hands on.
Hands off version of laying on the hands. So we all put our hands up and
Yeah.
feel happy feelings at them.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes, Carol.
Did we have anything in the past about putting anything in the backpacks? You
I
know,
think
any kind
Ryan
of-
said no.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that
And
message. Okay,
I don't think, let me see, let me look at it again. Okay,
We can think about it. I've seen some backpack tags, or I always like having trinkets in my backpack. So like a tiny cross or something on a
Yeah,
keychain tool.
that's what I was
One-
thinking, if there was something that would be like, okay, this is welcome back to Sunday school and so glad you're here, and, you know, just a short message, even if it's just a piece of paper, but saying, you know, more things about things that they look forward to seeing and coming for in the future.
we
Okay.
did do that. I remember doing that twice, and it was more than probably at least 5, 6 years ago. And the reason I remember it now that you all are saying that is because I asked Mary if I could take some for my grandkids. And they were all pretty young then, so it's been a while. And what it was it was a little thing that you could put on your backpack, a little tag, and it was just laminated and like one of those pull through, those diddly boppers. I'm so exact in my language. And
that
did
was very clear. I know exactly what
Okay.
you're saying.
And it did say, one of the things it said was something about praying for a good year. The word prayer was in there somewhere,
Mhm.
and from
Be good.
First Presbyterian Church, and then it had a little colorful, I think it was a children icon on it, like the multicolored, just the kids. And it was
Yeah.
about maybe 1.5 inches by 3 inches, was a oblong, not that it has to be exactly the same.
I
I
think
will pursue all of that.
Does the church have any things from like Oriental Trading Post and things where the church's names are on pencils that we could have those ready? And I don't know if we can do it in time for the first meeting, but perhaps we could have First Presbyterian Church's names on 2 or 3 of the pencils and give those in each
Yeah.
backpack or something. I don't know if the church has any of that already done, but
I don't think they
Yeah.
have pencils. You know, they have those pens, but that's,
oh, they do, they have the pens, the blue, and that would be fine too. Okay,
I
so
will
let's
look
put
at
some pens, we'll put in some pens into it.
Yeah, that's fun. I guess my little sister also works at a print shop, so I can see if
Oh,
Ah.
fantastic.
be commissioned.
Yeah,
Now that I think about it, I've heard plenty of printing words on pencil stories.
yeah.
Okay, youth group. I have somebody from the youth group who is 18 or older, right? And is Kelsey 18?
I think she's 19, but yeah.
Okay, so one of the
Maybe.
19-year-olds who's done youth group stuff in the past is going to help with the 3 to 5-year-old Sunday school class, probably, to just help cover the fact that all of those women vacation a lot.
Right.
And also
Wonderful.
let them have more support.
Yeah.
So that's exciting thing that developed today.
That's
Do,
Great.
do we need a name yet, or should I just say we've got someone? For. 3 to 5?
You can say Kelsey from youth group is in the process of agreeing to do this.
Is it Kelsey or Chelsea?
Kelsey,
Okay.
Kelsey.
Okay,
Thanks.
It's pedantic. It doesn't matter. But Kelsey's not technically part of the youth group. She's an adult volunteer.
Then, oh wait, does she volunteer for the youth group, or she just is an adult and happens to be on Discord?
She was in the youth group. She
Okay.
has since graduated from high school. I have a policy of you got to take 1 year off, which would have been the
Great.
pandemic year. So
It
when
counts.
we come back to in person, we will see if she wants to show up as an in-person volunteer. But she helps out in the Discord server. I mean,
okay.
at this point, because it's all digital, there's no distinction.
Cool. She's not old enough to actually count as a volunteer for youth group. Because there has to be a 5-year age gap between you and the kids you're working with. But if she wants to help anyway, that's fine. She just doesn't count as an adult in the room for that. And okay, so does she have a last name?
Camlin, Camlin.
So Kelsey Camlin is gonna teach that age. Then the next question is volunteers for youth group. Where do we want to recruit them from? Who's gonna help with youth group? We need more grown-ups in the room.
Yeah,
One of the names that
roles.
Linda and I talked about today, and I can contact her, is Janet Tuttle, who's on the, she may not be available, but she has worked with the youth at some point in the past. I don't know, did she work with you, Ryan, or?
Yeah, my first 2 years.
Okay,
Yes, Jana has helped with the youth group for
Long
years and
time.
years and years.
Long
and years,
time,
probably about
yeah.
as long as I've been alive.
Yeah,
yes.
he has.
She stepped back 2 years ago, in large part because she was getting married, so she had a lot going on.
uh-huh.
She also stepped down from the board of a childcare center that both of us were on. So I think she reduced a lot of the responsibilities that she had. I have no idea if she has any interest in coming back. I made it clear to her that she was welcome to come back, that she's amazing, and I would love to have her. So if somebody wants to speak to her about it, great.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
because I have crippling social anxiety, there's also the question of like, oh, did she step back not because she's getting married, but because she hates me?
I don't think so.
and what Linda Watts and I were talking about earlier today was, seeing if she would help temporarily while you were on family leave, paternity leave, whatever the official word is.
I mean,
So
she's
that
welcome
was-
to. I don't know that there will be an awful lot to help with. I'm certainly not going to ask anyone to design or execute curriculum while I'm gone. That's still my job, and it's been made clear to me that it's expected that I will continue to do that aspect of my job. So I'm still going to show up on Sunday afternoons and hold meetings.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I won't be in church, but I'll be there after church.
You won't be doing the whatever tech stuff, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay. So we really don't need somebody.
No, you have to have more people. You need
Oh,
to
They've
have
got to have more
Great.
people.
multiple adults and preferably different genders of adults.
I agree, I agree. I'm
And
saying we don't
future.
need somebody to take his place as he's on leave to do the planning and the execution of it.
That is the way I understand it. But I am uncertain what the true rules of that are. Have you discussed it with Barry at all, Ryan?
Barry asked me what my plan was for having youth group meetings. And I said, are there going to be youth group meetings? And he said, yep. And I said, I guess I'm doing them then.
Okay.
And I sent him a much longer email that essentially boiled down to that. So yes, once the semester recommences, which I think is August, I think the first Sunday after school starts is like August 22nd. We're going to have meetings again. I know that at least one, I think at least two of the youth aren't yet vaccinated because they're not 13.
Mhm.
So we won't be meeting in the youth room. We'll be meeting in the fellowship hall, which I should probably ask Linda about reserving.
Definitely do that very soon.
But yeah, I have set the expectation that curriculum will be essentially non-existent in as far as a multi-week, discussion series goes, like we usually have. But I'll be there, and I'll be there for an hour and a half, and I will be present in body and as present in mind and spirit as possible. And that's what you're getting.
We have a congregational guide that we got with the congregation or with the curriculum that we got for the kids that has just like discussion questions and like sort of guide things. Would that serve y'all to have something to go through, and then you don't have to like try and fill the hour and a half? You can actually use the thing. It's like pretty legit. And it's all about the first 4 weeks are welcome all, and the next 4 weeks are follow Jesus. And it like digs into social justice fairly well.
I would be happy to take a look at it. Yeah.
So Ryan, I think this came through Leah, that you gather people's interests, and that's how you kind of do your planning. Is that right?
You mean like in terms of curriculum? That's part of it.
Yeah.
I enter the semester with a game plan of a number of discussion series that will cover. I try and be topical. I had planned on speaking about, for example, wealth and income inequality and how it relates to scripture for a great deal of this semester. But if that happens, it won't start until October because I will not have the energy to design discussion series around that. But at the same time, I try and be, this is probably where your understanding of this comes from. At the same time, I try and be adaptable. And if what I had planned on talking about is not something that the youth are even remotely interested in talking about, and there's something that they want to talk about instead, well, I'm there to serve them. So we will talk about whatever they want to talk about.
All right, that covers that, yeah? Onward to Stewards of Children is a training that we're having for everyone who works with kids. So like primarily Sunday school teachers and whatever nursery workers are hired by that point. It's August 16th at 6:00 p.m. It's being done by guests from Sunflower House Child Advocacy Center in, I believe they're in Wyandotte. They were for a long time the only child advocacy center in Kansas. I just got an email from someone today that they've opened a child advocacy center in Douglas County that's up and running and is going to start doing this sort of work. So I'm very excited to have them support us and also potentially have us support them. But that so far is two emails deep, so not very far. But excited about that. So the training is, it offers KDHE hours. So I've invited the preschool teachers and had a huge response from them. So it'll be I think it'll be 25 or so people in total. Sunday school teachers, a good number of preschool teachers, talking about child abuse prevention, consent, best practices with kids in our care. I would like to invite all members of this committee to come if you are so inclined. You do not have to. I would also love if somebody wanted to provide childcare that night, because I've run into the situation where I need my nursery people there, but like some of the adults have kids. I'm going to clarify tomorrow that if anyone actually needs it, because it might be that spouses can do it, whatever. So I'm going to get a better sense at the family ministry meeting tomorrow, where all the teachers are gathered, of does anybody actually need childcare? But I do feel like it is the right choice to offer it and say, like, we will have this available if I'm telling you you have to spend 2 hours of the week before
Yeah.
school starts with
No,
me
we-
at a training that will be cool, but won't be fun, because talking about child abuse is never fun.
So
You
this
said, okay,
is 6 PM on the 16th.
Yes,
Is it
Yeah.
Zoom?
it is in person in Fellowship Hall.
oh, I had that wrong. Okay.
What about those, whoever we're gonna have, in addition to Ryan, work with the youth? I think it's important that Ryan and those volunteers.
Well, so Ryan has been
Oh.
here long enough. He's done things like this before, and he will be on leave at that point. There is
I won't be at that, but I have extensive youth in crisis training and things like that.
Okay.
there's a follow-up in November if anyone hasn't decided they've signed on yet. So like, because there's still, I have to do, like, go over and get signed off by everybody that like we've gone over the like specific policies of the church. We'll do that in the small group team meetings for Sunday school, when we like go over like, here's your team, here's your plan, what do you need? Also, like, we acknowledge all of these things have happened. But as far as actually getting good information and actionable items into people's hands, I didn't feel like me reading a handbook was sufficient. Which is why we're bringing in someone who's an expert.
And it's a 2 hour.
So if some people join in late,
Yeah.
I can catch them up as much as is required by paperwork and then send them in November. And there will always at that point be a lot of people in the room.
Okay.
So we can take care of each other.
What if?
That's
When-
the motivation.
What
When
if-
does the,
Go on, Carol.
I'm sorry, I
Oh.
was asking, when does Ryan's leave begin? I didn't know about a new one in their family, so that's good news.
I mean, potentially, we have an induction scheduled for August 3rd, which would mean I'll be at church this Sunday and the Sunday after that, and that's it.
Okay,
But Laura's already experiencing labor symptoms, which sometimes means
Uh-huh.
nothing at all. Some people do that, walk around with that for weeks and weeks.
yeah,
But it also means that 30 seconds from now, I might have to close my
Right,
laptop in
right.
the hospital.
yeah,
But it'll run likely through middle to late October.
okay, thank you.
Okay, so that's that information. Linda, you had a question?
Yeah, well, okay. Some of these people will say they've gone through the training with Mary.
So far, I've gotten no pushback.
Good. Okay,
Good.
okay.
I think it's important to take it again because Leah's expectations and Mary's are very different.
All right, then.
It's a compliment to you, my dear. I think that the parents are thrilled that someone young is coming on with lots of vitality and new ideas. And I think that you'll have a real positive response from the teachers that are going to return or that are new.
I am hoping, especially since tomorrow I hand them the new curriculum that I'm making them teach. I'm hoping the response is positive.
But they wanted a new curriculum.
Yeah, they did.
They did. This is
They
true.
did not, we did not instigate this. That came from them.
It is true.
This is true.
They did.
The
They
other
did.
thing-
Now that it exists, they have the possibility to be mad at it.
No, they won't be mad.
I don't think they will be. The other
I-
thing about, Leah gets to put all of her attention toward Christian education. And I
That's
know
right.
Mary was segmented in a number of different directions, but yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you've got the focus. So,
I try. Next question.
Yes,
the nursery. There are kids of nursery age that could be cared for by the nursery. Jamie also is doing this whole having a baby in August thing. And we have one of the old nursery attendants is moving up to cover for Jamie. So Sarah Molnex has been working in our nursery for a long time, and she's going to help do all the coordination while Jamie's out. But that still means we're down a human because Jamie's out, and we need more people in general. So I have job descriptions written, advertisement on Facebook. Ideally, I think we're targeting like sorority girls and college kids who like would be excited about having part-time Sunday work.
Yeah.
So where do you all know about in the community that I could make this ask that would get responses?
How about to the different sororities?
Can I just contact? How do you have ideas about how to go about that? I can also ask my mom because she always did PEO snack sacks with all of them. But
I don't have any contacts with the sororities here, but I think that just that you're mentioning that someone that's young and needing a job and yet would like to make some extra money we're a college town, so there should be plenty of people that do it.
right, I just didn't know if y'all had a good sense of where we contact those people.
What did you-
I have a few friends who have teenage, well, some of them are now in college, but I could certainly ask them. They do babysit as well as work at various restaurants, and maybe that would be something that they would take on. I don't know,
Yeah,
but I'll phone today and find out.
They have to be 18 to be.
Yeah, she's a
the
junior in
basically
college.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Then
I
yes.
have a cousin that's going to be moving up here who's been very active in American Baptist activities. I will contact her too. She's just graduated from college. She's 21 or 22.
Mhm.
She's worked a lot with kids and babies, but I have no idea if she's willing to become a Presbyterian for a few hours a week or not. It was a joke. She's an amazing person.
Yeah,
If they're American Baptists, it's closely enough aligned theologically that I don't anticipate there'd be any
our
conflict.
baby.
No, there's not. No, I have, thanks Ryan for that. I have three cousins that are American Baptist pastors, and we have a very close relationship theologically. So,
yeah.
but thank you. You're right. Thanks.
Mhm.
Because we will have their baby and whatchamacallit's baby.
Right, we are
Jamie's?
making jobs for the nursery people.
Yeah. So how many are usually in the nursery so I can give Grace a kind of a heads up? When we don't know because we don't know how many you're gonna have with COVID. It's messed everything up.
Yes.
I think at this point, yeah, we don't know, but I can remember back when I would visit for one reason or another or looking for parents. It wasn't a large number. It might be as much as 5 or 6 at the very most, but Jamie would know that. She's been doing
Yeah.
that forever.
Yeah. And do you want PW to take on responsibility of the laundry again for the nursery now that we're being open again? For
Yes, please.
we need to always have fresh sheets and the pillows and the bumper pads and everything had to be cleaned each week.
Yes.
We used to do that, and okay, I'll try to round up people that will be laundresses for that again.
Thank you
That's great.
very much.
Now,
I could be one, Carol.
Okay.
Carol, you
Thanks.
probably know this. Maybe you just said the bumper pads, but you're not supposed to have bumper pads for babies.
Oh, that's right. We don't use those anymore.
Okay.
Way to
You're
go,
right.
Linda. Way to know your updated child safety contact.
No, we'll do the 2 sheets, because I assume that I don't know. We won't know until later, but we should furnish the 2, both cribs, I would assume.
That you should, can I put you in contact with Sarah? Because I've never been in the nursery while it's working. Sarah's the one who's taking Jamie's spot.
Okay. Do you have her phone number?
Yes.
You can email it to me if
Great.
if it's busy. Okay.
Yeah,
And
go
her
ahead and
name's-
email it to me
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
Jamie's number. Okay.
And you go ahead and copy Jamie on those emails because I think
Right.
her due date is later than Laura's, so she's not gone until the mid-August.
Is
So
this-
she can
is
still
this
help
J-
solve this.
Sorry. Is this the same Jamie is Schoenweiss now married?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it's the same woman. Okay, then I have her phone number. She'd be in the directory, so I
But
think-
Sarah Molnex is the one who is covering for Jamie's maternity leave. And so she
Okay.
also needs to be in on this conversation.
Yeah, Sarah's the
Yes,
one we need the contact info for, and probably, although Ryan has it, but Kelsey Camlin as well, or anyone else that's officially helping.
yeah,
Yes,
Uh,
I will
but
get
Leah,
Kelsey
that's up to
looped
you.
into everything.
yeah. So just so we know
Okay.
if we need more than two or the bounce seats and all the stuff will have to be cleaned because it's not been taken care of, so. And what day would that nursery open then? Is it gonna be?
August 22nd.
It is with the 22nd, the very first day. All right, so then we need to make sure we got all the things laundered.
Well, and hopefully we can have childcare on August 16th available for
Oh,
the sunflower, right, Leah?
Yes.
For the
Oh,
the
but that's
sunflower
not for
training?
babies. That's for like Petra and Quinn.
Oh, okay.
well, that'll be good because then we won't have to do them twice.
Like they
So
just need
just
color.
need a sitter. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
What is the sunflower?
that's the Stewards of Children training. That's the
Sorry.
people who are doing it.
Oh, 16. Okay, got it. All right.
I panicked for a second that we needed coverage on Sunday, August 15th. I was like, no, wait, what? We can't open then. But no, yes, I know what we're talking about. It's fine. And that's for older kids.
Okay.
There's Callie, I guess would fall into that group. I'm just trying to think of teachers who have kids. It might just be them.
Leah, do you
Erin?
know if they have supplies in the nursery of the Pampers and all of those things that we always are stocked in there? Because PW used to take care of some of that, but I don't know.
That
We
should
can-
also go to Sarah and Jamie.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, to let us know and then we can make the purchases.
yes, that would be awesome. Thank you for PW's support. And I'm sorry I don't have real answers.
No, no worries.
We
Hey,
know
guess
where to
what?
get them.
That's right.
We're down to 2 more topics of things I need.
I'm just putting it on the record that makes me really nervous, by the way.
What does?
What?
August 22nd, having childcare resume.
For just because of COVID.
Okay.
And the fact that cases are up in all 50 states plus Guam right now.
And, I think that's going to be really open for discussion because Douglas County sent out an update today, or LMH did,
Yes.
about increasing cases. And I think there's a fairly good chance that we're not going to be doing any of this right now. I hope I'm wrong, or I hope I'm right for the right reasons. So Ryan,
think
I'm with you.
I think there's a very good chance that we shouldn't be doing it. I don't know if the chances are that great that we won't, just because there's going to be a lot of public pressure, even from the
Yeah.
congregation. And our congregation is really great and has been very understanding. And I don't think Barry has felt tons of pressure to move too quickly, but people are going to be really, really, really loath to go back to what they've been doing for the last year and a half after they were told that, it was over. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
No, I'm glad you brought that up.
No, I'm glad you brought it up. Thank
I
you.
was- Yeah.
And reading that email about 30 minutes before the meeting started, my reaction to it was, and I also had a conversation with my doctor at an appointment on Monday, and she was saying the same thing, which is, I think we're going to have to button up a little more. And I've already started wearing a mask more. I had pretty much quit in most situations, and I'm back to wearing a mask most of the time when I'm out. So,
So we wouldn't give that as an option because I don't think any parent in their right mind would bring a baby, especially into the nursery. But if they wanted to bring a child into the church, they could then keep it in their own little carrier if they wanted to do that. But I don't think most newborns belong there, frankly.
No.
You know, I wouldn't take my kids there.
Great.
I don't think I agree with that. I mean, I know I see where you're coming from, but I've always been, and I mean, it's me. I'm the youth director, so like I'm kind of wired this way regardless. But I've always been a big proponent of children belonging in church.
No, I'm talking to infants, babies.
Right? No, I know. I don't know. I've never seen a problem with it. Like they're gonna cry and they're gonna make noise and stuff, but like,
No, I
I
don't mean
think
that. I
Carol's saying
mean,
they do. They belong in the service, not in the nursery. Like they're
oh
too
yes,
little to
yes,
be
that-
a
yes,
match
that's
for an
yes.
hour.
yes,
what
I just don't think that the nursery would, be the best place for a newborn or even anything under a year because
Okay,
Right.
yeah,
I don't
yeah, then
think
you and
we
I are on
will
the same
see
page.
the littles for a while.
I
I
hope
think
not.
we will see a handful of 3 to 5 year olds.
Yeah,
And- And yeah, I mean, if we were in a position where we had to bring Lily to church, which we won't, but like I would be more comfortable with her with us than in the nursery because we're
Yeah.
still being really good about keeping families,
together,
together in pews and stuff.
right.
So yeah, I think the kids are safer right now in service than they are in the nursery. And
Me too.
Oh,
I love
Yeah.
seeing kids in service. I love when
Right.
they make noise and get up and run around in the aisles and stuff. I love it. I love it. I think it brings life to
I agree.
Yeah, we all agree with that.
I wonder, Leah, if a statement needs to be made, not by you, but by Barry or the session, that
Session.
the nursery would be open, but children are welcome in worship, and we encourage that if they feel safer, if the parents, want that. I don't
Yeah.
want
Yes.
parents to stay away and think, well, I really don't want to bring my child, and
Right. I
I
think
think
it's the
that-
right, came from
I think
session.
putting that as like an official thing would be an actively good decision. Yeah.
Yeah, and not have it to be shouldered by Barry.
Yes, that should be on the session for sure.
Yeah,
Or Barry.
so
the-
we won't meet until August the 10th.
yes,
Dan-
but it's probably gonna be a worse case in August than it is now, because especially after Labor Day.
And the KU students coming back.
The
And-
other
Right.
thing we can do is build in at the end of children's time, since that's when like some kids get sent out to go.
Right.
If they weren't already there during Sunday school time, is say like, make it very clear that it's optional of like, if you and your grown-ups have talked about you going to the nursery right now, you're going to come with me. If you want to stay with your grown-up or like that's your family's plan, then you get to go back to your seat now.
Yeah,
And like that covers different age groups as well as like what's the plan and like
yeah. And then if
also
they,
good plan.
and if the parents could just take along any flyers or supplements from the curriculum, the handouts that usually accompany most curriculum. I don't know about Follow Me, it's brand new to me, but surely there would be something that they could then take home as a lesson if they didn't pertain to go to Sunday school.
the Sunday school is different from nursery. Sunday school is before the service
Right,
and nursery is just care during the service if the parents don't want them in there.
right,
So if the kids are coming to Sunday school, they're getting their Sunday school stuff. Then there's separate leaflets for just hanging out during service.
yeah. No, I didn't mean for nursery to be given those. It'd be Sunday school if they didn't choose to go to the class to interact, but wanted to stay with their families.
But that's not a choice. That's not a choice point. That's not how the schedule works.
That does bring up a question that I had since we're moving to the one service format. Was
Mhm.
is Sunday school what, not 9 to 10 or?
Fellowship has to decide when fellowship hour is. Do we know? Is fellowship 30 minutes long or is that a danger? Like in all of the webinars I've been to on how to keep a church safe during COVID, they've all said, cut out your fellowship time.
Right.
It's unstructured. People get up in each other's business. Don't do it. So I don't know. I have not heard anything from fellowship committee on whether it's happening. So Sunday school will be an hour long. And it will be either directly before service, 15 minutes before service, 30 minutes before service. However long fellowship time decides it's lasting, it will be the hour before fellowship.
Okay. Well, and this is a Laura problem, but I'm kind of here, I guess, as her avatar. And I know she's on leave also, duh. But Kara's taking over for her. Thank you for that. Historically, what she did was her thing was after Sunday school, before worship.
So we have put it, this is a plan, Laura, we have this plan.
Okay, cool.
Laura knows about it. It is as part of Sunday school. It is taking up time in the Sunday school hour. There's a whole rotation system.
Cool.
Kara knows also. So yes, that schedule has been modified to match the service. It's all just a floating, it's floating within this chunk of time that can like be pushed up against service. I would love to be able to have a clear answer on that.
I'm so happy that we have an excuse to keep Kara around longer.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be great if we could trick her into staying forever? Oh, I love her. She's fantastic.
You know, I
Wait.
will email Barry to have a session. I mean, it'll be talked about, you know, on the 10th about the COVID protocol to specifically address the nursery needs
Yeah.
or
What do
lack
you
of
mean?
nursery. Oh, this
What?
to come out with a statement that parents are welcome to bring their children to service,
Oh, that part.
but that the nursery will be open for those.
Gotcha.
who-
Yes.
And is this Kelsey? No, she's not doing the nursery. We're looking, I'm just thinking those people need to be vaccinated.
That's fair. That can
True.
happen.
And you have precedent for that. The Hilltop, the
Yeah.
child care center that's associated with KU, I'm on their board, and they have a thing where they are requiring proof of vaccination for anyone who works there who wants to be allowed to go maskless. So, and there was a very lengthy conversation about legality around that and stuff.
I've watched this go down at other organizations I work at, and like, can you require people to be vaccinated to work for you? And like, if you are telling them this before they're employed, pretty much, yeah. Like that can just be a job requirement.
I'm sitting here like, yes, please make me show you my vaccination card.
Yeah, I agree. Me too.
Okay.
Next question.
Yes. I'm looking. Can I state these questions now so that you can ask for any clarification you need, but can we not do answers currently? Can we email
Sure.
answers later?
Sure.
So I'll send this out again as an email,
Okay, you gotta go. Okay.
but right. And also just these are big questions.
Okay.
So having time to think about them won't hurt anyone. For policies in the fall, we just talked about what time is Sunday school. That's a thing. I want to know if we want to keep doing the boxes of markers or if we want to go back to the bags. If we go back to the bags, I don't know if we would be able to have Presbyterian women wash them or if they just don't ever get washed. I mean, we are operating on the philosophy in Sunday school that materials may be shared as long as hands are sanitized. I would rather just do the boxes because they're easy to clean. But I know people have affection for the bags. I will get more boxes too if we choose to do that. Heather is very passionate about boxes. I love it. I like fire. Like fire and strong choices. All right. That doesn't need to be an email then. We're just going to do boxes. That's an easy choice.
Yeah, do it.
Snack. Are we going to have snack during Sunday school hour?
No.
I would say not
So,
initially.
Great. Okay, never mind. We're not sending these out as an email at all. Y'all are
They
just
don't-
coming forward with the strong choices.
They've got breakfast to eat at home and then
Right.
there's always other stuff. There's no need for snacks.
Great. Boop, 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 boop. Cool. That's all fine, well and good. For kids who are not coming back, we're going to do virtual doodle days, where we like hang out, have a little like guided drawing together, and then can just do, sorry, Ryan. Do like free draw, hangout, chat, talk about things, to just keep kids engaged with each other.
And who's doing that?
I am.
What grade level?
Everybody. I'm hosting
Oh.
it for anybody, sort of like the family fun. Like it will be with all
I see.
preschoolers in mind, or maybe younger than that. But
Yeah.
like,
And
It's-
how often? How often?
I'm gonna email Sarah Judd because she's the one who initially requested it. I would say a
Sarah?
monthly. What?
Oh, you pregnant?
I bet you mean Sarah Judd.
I mean Sarah Judd's mom. Sarah Judd is
Oh,
a big
Tricia.
Oh, I thought maybe
Patricia.
Sarah asked for
Patricia
it.
Judd.
Patricia Judd asked for it. I mean, Sarah might have asked her for it. Sorry, Sarah was the name I remembered of
Okay,
that
that's fine,
family.
that's fine.
No
Um,
worries.
But she
Good.
has asked for digital engagement. So I'm gonna check with her on how often she thinks is sustainable and time of day and things. Because I was like, we could try and guess, or I could just ask the people who want to do this.
So this is not in place of Sunday school. This is an addition.
This is just totally different as a way
Okay.
to try and meet the needs of families who aren't coming back.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
Also contemplating trying to do like more one-off outdoor events, or one-off Zoom events that, again, just to try and provide options that aren't as intense as coming back into a singing congregation, because it's pretty intense. And okay, last question. I should give Linda time for her last question. I'm not going to ask my last question. It's okay. It's not important. It can be asked in September.
don't have a
Nothing
question.
will be the matter. You don't have more questions?
No.
Oh, okay. In that case, I have these family ministry milestone calendars,
Oh, okay.
and I need to know what events we're attached to. What do we care about making happen? What's the crop walk? Do we like the crop walk? At this point, just tell me yes, we like it, or no, we don't like it, and then I'll follow up on what it is and how to make it happen in
Yes,
the correct
Yeah,
amount of
crop
time.
walk because it's not a church thing; it's a community thing.
Great. How about the praying together workshop, preschool students and parents?
That sounds like the worst.
I don't
Okay.
know what that is.
I don't know what it is, but it sounds awful.
Great.
Have
I
we
mean,
ever
also-
done it?
There's the other thing is it hasn't been set. The most updated list I have is from 2016. So like if we don't know what it is, that's fine.
No,
Let's make our own
no.
cool things.
Just skip it.
Christmas pageant's gonna happen. Do we need an intro to sacraments workshop?
Probably.
Maybe. Okay. What's the Super Bowl of Caring? Does that still happen?
Yeah,
Yes, that's good.
that's low effort on our part because all it really is
Sweet.
you remind everybody every week to bring in canned goods.
Oh, genius. Family game night we definitely want. We've been talking about that in many meetings. Exploring spiritual disciplines is a thing that says 4th grade students and parents,
I've never heard of that.
right? That also feels like it's something that's already happening a lot in Follow Me. So that feels like it can probably be cut at this point. Maybe the next pastor will have like a clear vision of like how those things need to happen, but Easter egg hunt. That seems like a fun, really good
Yeah,
church activity.
It's
Yeah,
well enjoyed.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
guess that means I should bring all the Easter eggs back that I borrowed.
That'd be great. Thanks. All right. That checks out. That's that.
Okay.
We made it.
Okay.
Thank you so
Leah?
much.
Okay,
Um,
Leah, send me the list of what we're keeping. I couldn't keep up.
Okay.
So just, is that okay? Would you do
Yes.
that? So
Yeah.
that I could, yep.
Yes.
I won't harp on this. We don't have to sit around and talk about it because we did talk about this, but I do want to revisit. My biggest concern right now is not the parental leave thing, is not the curriculum. My biggest concern is, and has been for a really long time, the fact that I am often the only adult meeting with the youth. Doesn't worry me for their sake, but for my own protection, that has
Exactly.
always made me really nervous. I even spoke with Mary once about having cameras installed in the youth room, and we're not allowed to because Alcoholics Anonymous means
Right.
so Leah bringing up finding youth group volunteers that's kind of my number one priority, and understanding that it is more my responsibility than anybody else's. I've reached out to many people over the years about it, and we had somebody come for a semester before they said, I don't have time for this anymore. I've had several people say that they're interested, and I've gotten so far as to emailing them the background check forms, and then I never hear back from them. So I'm a little discouraged, and I would welcome new energy and perspectives and help with that. So anybody that anybody knows who might have any interest in that, please, 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 please. That would be like the biggest, by a very wide margin, the biggest concern I have with youth group just in general going forward is I really need some help. And they don't even have to do anything. They don't have to do
No,
anything. They do all of the work. They just
But
have to show up and be an adult.
Yeah,
And
I think you're wise to do that for your own protection as well.
well,
Yes,
it's not
Ryan,
even,
thank you.
It's not even just
That-
being wise. I think technically it's illegal. Like I've
It
been
is.
to, I have met with the youth by myself
Yeah.
dozens, if not hundreds of times, and I don't think it's like legally allowed. But I
It's
also don't have,
definitely like not in all of the church policy. I don't know about
Right.
the like laws of the land.
right. So, and like I've gotten around it because like one year Kelsey was 18, so technically she was an adult, and Leah, I had never heard anything about there being like a 5-year age gap thing.
Yeah, I can send you that.
But yeah, stuff like that. I've gotten, we've skirted around it, but I've never been comfortable about it. So
Good.
yeah, I would love to have that problem solved and have someone else solve it for me, because I'm really burnt out about it.
I get it. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. And-
Ryan, thanks for bringing that up, because I know that's been of concern of some of us, is that it's just not wise. So I'm glad that's on your radar, as being concerned about it. Thank you very
Mhm.
much.
And my one thing, because I brought this up with some like peers who all work in youth ministry, and one really common thing is we'll just have the youth's parents like hit them up because they already have a vested interest. It's actually really important to me that it remains a parent-free space, because I don't want them to not feel comfortable talking about stuff that they don't want to talk about in front of their parents. So that's like the most obvious resource I've eliminated myself, which is frustrating.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just that weighs pretty heavily on me. So
Okay, well, and Leah, you have to go, but I'm
I
just.
do. I was just typing. I have to go.
Right.
Y'all are great. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
bye,
We'll
bye, bye,
schedule the
bye.
next one via an email.
Thank you.
I think we're,
We need to address this request from Ryan. you
oh,
know,
Yes.
absolutely.
and
Definitely.
I'm not sure how to go about it. Henry was going to follow up with the youth, and he's not
Right.
here.
Yeah, but I think
I
even this,
wouldn't lay it on him. I wouldn't lay it on him. Anyway, it's a,
no, but it would be a start, if members of this committee and then some of our people, our contacts could begin it and then relieve Ryan of that frustration. And then it would also help Henry to not have to do it all the time,
Right.
just
No,
because
he
he's a
would-
member of
he
the
would-
committee.
yeah.
But if we took like a month of Sundays or something, and it would actually give the church give me at least, if I were doing it, and I would plan to do that, because I can leave choir and for, a month or so at a time. And it would allow the students to get to know more adults and sharing their faith concerns and everything too. I think it would be valuable for them as well.
Ryan, what do you think about having different people, like a different person every time?
I mean,
Or
yeah,
even-
I'm all for it. I
Well,
think there's
even-
pros and cons. I think there's benefit to having it be one person for a
Right.
really extended, like even like multiple years of time, because then the youth get to know that person really well and they get comfortable with that person, and that
Right.
person gets comfortable with the way that we do things. Because I think I take a very progressive, unorthodox approach to youth ministry in general, in that the youth kind of run things, and I just sort of act as the court. Who's the person that is the circus?
Court jester.
Ringmaster? Whatever. I almost said court jester, and I was like, that's not. Anyway, I try and herd sheep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so yeah, there's that aspect of it. But also kind of what you said, if it is a rotating cast of people, it helps the youth meet more people in the congregation you may not know. And that's a big, I've been really, really delighted. By the way, can we talk about how Leah is friggin' amazing? I've been really delighted that one of Leah's points of emphasis thus far has been intergenerationality.
Right.
In the family ministry events that she's put on, she's made it a really strong point that she wants everybody there, not just kids, but families and regular congregation members who don't have kids of their own, stuff like that. So that would really help that aspect of it as well. So I'm good with either. And at this point, it's one of those beggars can't be choosers things. As long as there's a warm body that is old enough to be there, I will be happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Heather,
Great.
Carol, can we meet sometime soon and talk about names and then start contacting people?
Sure.
Yeah.
And if we get, I'm like Carol, I'm willing to do it sometimes as well. I know I'm really old, but sometimes that's okay. My grandkids actually think I'm still pretty cool. So
Oh, you don't need to be cool. They don't think I'm cool. I just need them to be non-judgmental.
Right.
I had concerns. So there isn't a middle school and high school Sunday school class anymore. The first year I was here, there was one that I sort of just supervised. I didn't teach it because it was established. The second year I taught it, and then it died because they were no longer interested in doing it. And I think part of the reason was they felt often sort of condescended to and patronized a little bit. It didn't meet them where they were at emotionally and creatively. So that's an important thing to me, is that anybody who comes into the space isn't going to treat them like kids, because they don't. I mean, are they young? Yes, some of them are 12 years old, but they don't think of themselves as children.
Right.
So I try and treat them more like peers.
Right.
And that I think is important to me, but that's really easy to impart in the moment.
Thank you so much for coming to this.
thank you.
It gives
Yeah.
us-
Yes, Ryan.
Now, Ryan, this is opening up a whole nother thing, but when you've got Pearl, who's 12, and Thomas, who's I think a senior.
I think he'll be a junior. I think the only senior we have this coming year will be Emily Fisher, I think.
How do you have things that they have mutual interest in?
That's a good question. It's actually weird. What I have found is that the sixth graders are the only ones who sometimes struggle to keep up a little bit. Once they hit seventh grade, for whatever reason, it seems that there's a really big jump from sixth to seventh grade, and the seventh graders can hang with the older kids no problem. And maybe that's in part because it's their second year in the youth group, so they're a little bit more comfortable. But maturity-wise, there does seem to be kind of a big jump. And I try and make it accessible. You challenge the kids who need to be challenged, and you not coddle or handhold, but you make things as simple and as accessible for anyone who needs that. I don't know. I try and make sure that I talk about stuff that anybody can relate to, or at least understand on some level. So it hasn't been hard. I mean, it comes fairly naturally.
Okay.
And they all get along. I've been really, really lucky in that there hasn't been any real interpersonal conflict. There have been
Right.
strong personalities, but nobody that just doesn't like each other.
Right. Okay, well, Heather is saying, she just texted me, she needs to get off.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, but
Thank you.
Heather and Carol, can we decide on a time? Let's just Zoom.
Yeah,
talk about this. When can you do that?
yeah. Oh, I'm here.
No,
I'd like to have some time to make a list. I need to know who these people are so that we're not inviting some of their parents.
Mhm.
Because, so if you could give us lists of the children's names and what grade they will be coming into at some
Yeah,
time,
I've
or
got
maybe,
it somewhere.
maybe Linda Bridges has that for you, and I could request it
Yeah,
from
Linda
her.
Linda Bridges has a list in the directory, but when I asked her for it most recently, the list I got, I knew for a fact was incorrect.
Oh,
So
gosh.
I'll see what I can figure out.
Okay, so if you could give that to me at some point, then we will know whose parents that we should not be asking, so the children would feel more involved, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I have an email list,
Okay,
and like, I think there's only one. There's one email here that I don't know who this person is. Everything else I can send you at the very least last names.
Okay.
yeah,
Which
Okay.
that'd be
should make it
good.
easier.
That's good.
Thanks, Ryan. Okay.
Okay,
Carol and Heather,
yes,
what do you
I'm-
wanna-
Monday,
Friday,
is Friday too soon? I'm okay with Friday, but we've got to know.
well, Ryan, do you have that list that you can get to Carol like right away?
Yep, I am
Okay,
opening an email
Okay.
right now.
That's good. Okay, so the 23rd, what time do you want the Zoom?
What do you guys have?
I don't have anything on that day for
Oh, I
doctor
have a
appointments.
hair appointment at 11.
Okay.
needs to be, I need to do afternoon. We have a painter
Okay.
here
Okay,
and
Okay.
it's a little awkward during the day to,
How about 2:00?
2 o'clock, okay.
okay,
Good. I'll set the Zoom up and send it to you.
Okay, thank you so much for doing that. And for today's, okay. We've got
Recording,
some good things done.
I recorded it and.
Thank you. Then Linda Longino can watch it at some other time.
Okay,
Because she's away on vacation. And then you heard from him, well, we didn't hear from Henry, did we, but he then can look at the recording. So thank you for doing all that.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it now and we'll
And